Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and I'm back with another preview and prediction video. Today I'm going to be previewing the Mountain West Conference Championship. Mountain West Conference Championship will be coming on at 4 o'clock at the same time during the American Conference Championship and the SEC Conference Championship. And it's going to be between 8-4 Fresno State and 9-3 Boise State. This conference championship game will take place in Boise. And Boise State is a 3.5-point favorite, last time I checked. So, how's it going to happen? Well, Fresno State, this season, their notable losses, well, early in the year they lost Jake Haener to a bad injury, I believe, against USC. And they went on to lose a one-possession game to UConn a couple of games later, 19-14. Then later in the year, they lost to Boise State head-to-head, 40-20. But later on in the season, when they got Haener back, they ended up getting wins against San Jose State, 17-10, and San Diego State, 32-28. So the key players in this matchup for Fresno is, of course, Jake Haener, who has, despite the injury, 2,432 yards passing, 73.5% completion, which is the best completion percentage of a quarterback in the conference championship games this year. 17 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Jordan Mims has over 1,000 yards rushing with 14 touchdowns. Jalen Marino Cooper has just 991 receiving yards, just under 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns. Nico Remigio has 700 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns as well. And David Perales has just at 10.5 sacks, which leads his team. So pretty impressive stat line for the Fresno State Bulldogs. Let's see what Boise State brings to the table. Boise State started their season what's his name? Hank Bachmeier. But he ended up getting benched halfway through the year before they started Talon Green. They had a couple of losses, including a loss early in the year to UTEP, 27-10, and then a loss to BYU later in the year, 31-28. They had a couple of notable wins, though, including San Diego State, 35-13, Fresno State, 40-20, and a win against Air Force, 19-14. Like I mentioned, Talon Green took over for Bachmeier, and during this time, he had 1,730 yards passing, a 64.5 completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, with 432 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns. Running the ball, George Holani had 1,058 rushing yards with 10 touchdowns. Latrell Caples and Billy Bowens both had over 400 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. Ezekiel Noah and Demetri Washington had both 4.5 sacks each, and J.L. Skinner led the team with 4 interceptions. This is going to be another matchup to where either team could come out victorious. Boise beat Fresno straight up earlier in the season. However, hold on. They beat Fresno straight head-to-head in the regular season. They beat them in Green's first start at quarterback. Or second start. He started week 1 against Oregon State, I believe. But, let me take a look at this. Originally my gut said Boise State all the way and to cover. That could still happen, but just the amount of talent I see on the roster for Fresno, it's hard for me to say because let me look here. Let's see. against Boise State. Here we go. So in this game, okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take, in this game, I'm taking Fresno to win and Fresno to cover. After looking back at this game, Jake Hayner was not in this game, was not starting, and it ended up being that the reason they lost this game was because of was mostly because their offense was stagnant. So I'm going to give it to Fresno State to cover the spread and win the game for the Bulldogs. So there you go. I hope you all enjoyed this, and thank you all so much for watching. Go Dogs.